I think there's a lot of things that we're doing individually right now, and, you know, you may see some of the guys do solo projects, you know, maybe an album or something like that, you know, I mean, there's no telling. But I think as a unit, we still have a lot of stuff that we want to achieve, and, you know, we want to enjoy, you know, being a group a little bit, you know. I mean, we've been together for like 6 years, and, you know, I don't think 6 years is really long enough to really call it quits.
What are some of those things that you want to achieve?
Well, you know, like I said, I've been producing a lot and writing a lot of other material. You know, I mean, you know, just
but as far
go
as the
to an
new
island.
kids go.
Oh, as far as the new kids?
Yeah.
Well, I think, you know, we kind of rode up, you know, really quick and, you know, kind of got up top and everything. I think we would just really like to do one album that was really, you know, spoke for each one of the guys in the group, you know, and really just said what we really want to say, you know. And if the album sells 0 copies, fine. If it sells 20 million copies, fine. As long as it's about expression. I think, you know, we've achieved so much as far as status, as far as awards and, you know, stuff like that. I think it's a time for expression now for the kids. I think we all really have a lot that we want to say and do, and I think, you know, it's coming from the mind and from the heart, and I think that's where we want to go now. You know, it's accomplishments, not so much as awards like Grammy Awards and stuff like that. I think it's totally, you know, a mental and thing like that, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Donnie Wahlberg is our guest tonight. Of course, you probably know, one person who definitely knows is Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly. You're watching in Austin, Texas, and now it's your opportunity to ask your questions of Donnie Wahlberg.
Hi, Donnie.
Hey.
I think the cartoon portrays you guys. Are you anything like that?
As far as who portrays us?
Do you guys, are you anything like the cartoons are?
I think in a way, yeah. I think the cartoon has a lot of the values that we stand for represented in it, you know what I mean? I think the slang that's used in the cartoon is ridiculous. I don't think we use too much of that slang, but I think the cartoon, as far as the values that we have and the things that we believe in, I think, yeah, it's very accurately represented there.
Which would be, for example, just real quick, like?
Well, you know, a positive attitude, positive mind, just positivity, you know, the way we are, you know.
Okay. Thank you very much for your call, and Virginia's waiting in Corpus Christi, Texas. Virginia, now it's your opportunity to speak directly with Donnie Wahlberg.
Hi, Donnie.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, God. First of all, I want to tell you that no matter what you do, I love you. No matter what you do, I don't...
No matter what?
No matter what.
You sure?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that.
I was wondering if you're going to be doing any more solo projects, you know, with any more solo music projects.
Yeah, that's a definite possibility. You know, as far as me being, you know, me personally doing a solo project, as far as it being Donnie Wahlberg, you know, doing his own music, I'm not really sure. You know, I'm doing music now as we speak. You know, I'm working in the studio and stuff like that on music, you know, be it for me or for the kids or for somebody else. I really don't know. But, you know, I may do a solo project. I'm not sure, you know, as far as, again, as me being the person in front of the camera rather than behind it or something like that. I'm not sure. I really don't know, but, you know, we'll see what happens.
Thank you, Virginia. Ginger's waiting from Atlanta, Georgia. Ginger, go ahead. You're on with Donnie Wahlberg right here on Rockline.
Hey, hi, Donnie.
Hey.
I wanted to know whose idea it was for the remix album.
It was a combination of ideas. Actually, I think the first person who suggested it was Donnie Einer from Columbia Records. And, you know, when he suggested it, we just kind of went bananas, you know. We just kind of, like, jumped all up in it and, you know, tried to really pull the whole thing together, you know. And I think the thing about the remix album was that it was really a risky proposition because, you know, Step by Step was still out, and we had only released 3 singles from the Step by Step album when we did the remix album, you know, and we could have really milked Step by Step for all it was worth, you know, and tried to put out a few more singles, you know, but we kind of felt a little bit unhappy with Step by Step. We thought, you know, we didn't take our time with it. We didn't put a true effort into it, you know, because we recorded it while we were on the road and stuff like that. So the remix album kind of was like, let's go back and polish up Step by Step. Let's go back and do it the way maybe that it should have been done, You know, and we were real happy with it. You know, people said the album wasn't a success because it only went platinum or whatever. I mean, if a platinum album is a failure,
really?
It's kind of funny, you know.
Helping you polish that up was David Cole and Robert Clavius from CNC Music Factory. Were they?
Yeah, that was just a timing thing. You know, it was weird because they had just started, you know, getting ready to release their stuff with Columbia, and you know, right around the time the remix album came up, and it was like, you know, they had already started to get a little relationship going with the record company, so, you know, they asked them if they would do some cuts, and we were like, great.
That's quite a collaboration. So thanks, Ginger, for your call, and Wendy's waiting. She's calling from Vista, California. Wendy, what's your question for Donnie tonight?
What's up, Donnie?
Hey.
I had a rumor that you recorded a song in a hotel bathroom. Can you tell me about that?
I did record something, actually. I did a rap on a song for Tiffany that I recorded in a hotel bathroom. That was just, you know, it's got good reverb in the bathroom. You know, it's like nice, makes your voice sound nice and full and rich.
So,
no big thing, though. It's no big thing.
You have a lot of action in hotels, don't you, Donnie?
Well,
I'm not saying anything strange here. I'm just referring to why you've been in the news lately, which I guess we'll probably get into. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's okay. You can get into it.
We'll get into it. We were watching Rockline on MTV. Tonight's guest is Donnie Wahlberg. We're going to find out everything Donnie does in those hotels when we come back. Welcome back to Rockline on MTV. Donnie Wahlberg is here. If you want to call us, you still have time. 1-800-344-ROCK, and that's 1-800-344-7625. I should mention that if your call gets on the air, like Ginger and everybody else, you receive a box of 10 Sony Metal SR audio cassettes, courtesy of Sony Recording Media. So, Donnie, would you like to clear the air about what went on in that hotel in Louisville, Kentucky?
Well, I've kind of been, like, clearing the air a little bit for a while, but, you know, basically, it was just, what went on in the hotel is really, not really much of anything, but what went on after the hotel is what is a shock to me, you know what I mean? You know, well, first of all, the case, you know, was dropped, the arson charge was dropped to a lesser charge, which was a misdemeanor for criminal mischief for shooting off a fire extinguisher, which I did as a joke. I sprayed it on my friend James, and, you know, he could have pressed charges on me if he wanted to. But, you know, really, you know, that's all that really happened. And it just, to me, is a shock that the whole world went, like, ape over the whole thing, you know what I mean? And they were just like, you know, I was like the main story, like, all over the world on news and everything. I thought that was pretty ridiculous, you know. I mean, you have a young pop singer, you know, being arrested supposedly for arson, it being like the main story all over the world on the news, you know, when you just finished a war which wasn't even finished. You know, I just thought, you know, people really have some messed up priorities if, like, I'm the most important thing in the world today. I don't think I am, but, you know, it was kind of crazy.
Donnie, you're talking earlier about, you know, the various stages that you've been in, and maybe it's growing up. Is it hard to kind of grow up in public, which is sort of what's happening for you?
I don't know. It's good. You know, it's a good learning experience. You know what I mean? It's like we wanted the opportunity to grow up in the public. You know what I mean? We didn't have any idea what it would be like. You know, you have no idea that, you know, your freedom and your privacy will be totally robbed from you. But, you know, it's really, to me, personally, it's not that big of a sacrifice, you know. I mean, you know, I'm having a great time. I'm seeing the world, you know. I'm performing for people every night, you know, and I'm doing stuff that I love to do and getting paid for it, too. I mean, you know, how can I really complain? You know, to me, it's a small sacrifice, you know, and I've learned to deal with it, you know, and I've learned a lot from it. It's taught me a lot about life. It's taught me about my priorities, and I think it's really screwed my head on a lot better than it was in the first place.
And one of these people who you've affected in your growing up process is certainly Amanda, who's calling us from Lubbock, Texas tonight. And Amanda, you now have the